everyone, this is Amber at the Kent Free Library, and today I'm going to show you how to paint a rainbow starry night. For this project you will need a few supplies, so let's go over the list together. You will need a paper plate, you will need a canvas or something to paint on, you will also need some napkins or paper towels, you will need 2 paintbrushes, one large and one small. You will need a cup of water, and you will need some paint. I recommend using acrylic paint, but you can use whatever you have at home. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is use our large brush, dip it in the water, and then we're gonna use the red. So you're gonna get a little bit of red on your brush, and we're gonna start with the left-hand side and just paint straight down. Whatever you paint to the front, make sure you paint on the sides. Okay, once you have a couple inches of red, we're gonna switch to the orange. You do not have to clean out your brush, just grab a little bit of orange, and we're gonna paint orange right next to the red. You'll notice that the colors are starting to blend together. We're gonna continue doing that throughout all of the background. Okay, here's our background. Now you're gonna let this dry for about 10 minutes and then we will resume. Okay, now that we let our background dry, we are going to use our large brush and the blue paint, and we are going to make some hills at the bottom. So we're gonna start right here, and we're just gonna go up and just go all the way over across the canvas in a wavy line. And then we're going to use the blue and we're just going to paint that in. This hill can be as big or small as you'd like. Okay, there we go. Now, after you've got your blue hill, go ahead and put this brush back in the water. Now we are going to use our small brush we're going to use the white paint. So go ahead and dip a little bit of white. And now we are going to make the swirls. So we're going to start over here and we're going to just lightly dab with the white paint where our swirls are going to be. So here's one. And then our next one actually starts right here. Like so. Now these swirls are going to be a lot bigger, so what we're going to do is we are going to use little dashes almost with the white. So go ahead and retrace that with little white dashes. And we're gonna make these bigger, so go ahead and make another line of dashes right underneath of the ones you just did. Now you can make these as big or small as you want. I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. Okay, now that we have that part done, we are going to move on to the next step. So go ahead and rinse out that little brush. We're going to use the yellow this time. So go ahead and pick up a little bit of yellow paint. And we are going to make a yellow circle in the top right corner. It doesn't have to be too big. Okay. Once you have that yellow circle, we're going to do a couple more. So go ahead and make other little small ones anywhere you want to in the sky. These will be the moon and stars. They don't have to be very big. Just little dots. And you can do as many as you'd like. Now we're going to dip our brush back in the water, and we're going to go back to the white paint. So go ahead and pick up more white. And now we're going to do some white dashes similar to what we did with the swirls. We're going to do that around the circles. So we're going to go ahead and just do little dashes. And you're going to want to do probably 2 or 3 rows around each circle. Okay, now that we have the white, we are going to add some yellow to those dashes that we just made around the moon and stars. So go ahead and use that small brush, and we're just going to add a little bit of yellow in there just to give it some more color. Okay, now we are going to rinse out that brush. We are going to use the orange, and this time we're going to make a moon inside of that large yellow circle. So go ahead and use the orange. We're going to make a crescent moon. So if you just draw the letter C, that will be the shape of the moon. There we go. Okay, now we're going to use that orange, and we're going to put just a little orange dot inside of each star. Okay. Now we are going to rinse out that brush. We're going to go back to the white. And we are going to do some more of those white dashes right alongside that blue hill. It doesn't have to be very big. It can just be a little line of them, but we're going to go right alongside the hill that you made. Once we do that, we're going to go and do another row right above it. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to add some more color to our swirls right in the middle. As you can see, that white is starting to blend in and we want it to pop out. So we're going to add a couple of colors. You can use whichever colors you want. I'm going to do a light blue. So I'm going to mix a little bit of blue anywhere on your plate and a little bit of white. And if you mix those together, you will have a light blue color. So that's the color that I'm going to use, but you can choose whichever you'd like. So with that light blue, I'm going to make some dashes inside of the swirls. Similar to where we first started, just going to put a little bit of color in there. If you don't want to add any color, you don't have to. You can keep it white if you'd like. Now that we have some more color in there, you can see the swirls are a little more brighter, a little more bolder. So now we are going to fill in the negative space, which is all of this background color. So we're going to rinse out your brush. And if you haven't already, grab some blue, because the blue is going to be all of the negative space. So wherever you see the stars, we're going to do little blue dashes around it. And we're going to keep doing those blue dashes on the entire background. It's a little time consuming, but it will look really cool once we're done. So wherever you see the moon and stars, wherever you see the swirls, go ahead and just put blue dashes all over. Once you go around all of the stars and everything, you just have to fill everything in. So just continue with the dashes and fill in all of the negative space. Okay, once you have all of the background done, you're going to let it dry for a couple of minutes. Okay, now we're going to use our large brush in the green paint, and we're just going to add a little bit of green to the bottom here. Just a little green hill at the very bottom on top of where the blue one is. Doesn't have to be very big. And then we are going to go back to our small brush. And we are going to use the black paint. So we're going to first draw a little tree in the left corner. This tree is a wavy organic tree. So we're going to start with just a wavy line. That's probably about half the size of the canvas. I'm going to go back over it just so it stands out a little bit. If you think about the original Starry Night paint, it has that tree in the corner, which is what we're making right now. Now we're going to do another line. This time it's going to go a little bit higher. So I'm going to start it maybe right here and have it go straight down. Now I'm going to use the black, and I'm going to see this open right here. I'm going to paint that in. So it looks like they're connected. I'm going to do another line over on the other side of it, like that. This tree can be as tall as you want, it can be as small as you want. I'm going to do another line that's even taller. You can make some of these pointy, you can make them short, it's up to you. Okay, now we are going to continue with the black. And if you want, you can do this. You don't have to, but I'm just gonna, in the green area, I'm just gonna draw a couple little black lines just to give it some texture. The original Starry Night has a little village down here with a church and houses. So I encourage you to be creative and put your own little village down there if you want to. Okay, we just have one thing left to do. First, we're going to rinse out our brush. I'm going to go back to the white paint. And with that white paint, I'm just going to grab a little bit, and inside of the tree, I'm just going to lightly brush some white in there, some white lines. Doesn't have to be very distinctive, just to give it a little bit of color. Okay, and here is your completed painting. Feel free to add anything you want to it, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll get back to you. Thanks, bye.